Maybe muted on Discord. Doing very well. How are you, CJ? Oh, we have to be unmuted on Discord. All right. So, doing excellent. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for putting this on, and I'm very happy to be here. All right. Should we go ahead and get started? Let's do it. Okay. So, everyone, my name is Orchrist_GC. We are doing Master Sword and Dungeons. This is one of a few different dungeon-centered categories in Breath of the Wild. You have all main quests, you have all dungeons. But this one's my favorite because it kind of gives you a nice variety of different parts of the game. Like you get shrines, you do get the Master Sword, it's required for the category, and we do beat the game. And for anyone who's familiar with Breath of the Wild and is wondering, we consider the Divine Beast dungeons because it doesn't really have traditional dungeons in the same way. So we're gonna start off the game from a new file. We have to get out of the Shrine of Resurrection. We have to get the paraglider. We have to make our way over to the Divine Beasts. There's gonna be a lot of overworld movement, some shrine skips. Okay. Let me know when you're ready. Check, check. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? It looks like it's not installed, so that's my bad. Where do we get that from in the list of things? Audio output capture?
Should be in, I think, settings and then audio. You should have a drop down for desktop audio source.
I seem to have it now. I see you coming through on my OBS.
All right, that'll probably do it then.
Okay.
All right, sick.
You want transition back? Yep.
Yep, I will let you know in Mumble.
Okay.
All right. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. Let's reset that timer.
Yeah, press 1 if you're a goofy goober.
Yeah, we can definitely hear me.
There we go. Orchrist.
It's the run so nice we had to promote it twice, and of course, our runner here is a good sport. So hopefully now all the bugs have been sorted out. We're gonna be good to go. On your mark, count us down.
All right, so gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, just to check, you can hear me. Everyone can hear me, right?
We can all hear you.
All right, perfect.
We can hear you.
So let's try once again. My name is Orcrist_GC. We are doing Master Sword and Dungeons. We are playing this brand new game called Breath of the Wild. Just came out in 2017. This is one of a few different dungeon-centered categories that we have. We have all main quests. We have all dungeons, of course, and then this one, which features more shrines and the Master Sword and beating the game. It's one of my favorite categories, and not to toot my horn, but we did get a nice PB world record about 3 hours ago. So we're going to see if we can go ahead and beat that tonight. Why not?
Oh, let's go, dude. That'll be like the 7th one.
All right, so we start here at a new game. We have to get the plateau finished with, get the paraglider, and then we have to make our way to the first divine beast. So we go ahead and skip this first cutscene. And then we make our way over to the Sheikah Slate. All right, so the first glitch that we need to do is called a scope clip to escape the Shrine of Resurrection and skip all those long, drawn-out cutscenes. Basically, what I'm going to do is I need to get the slate here and then enter the scope function by pressing the R stick and then cancel it. And then we're going to go onto a spot on the wall and use the scope function to clip out of bounds. And you'll also notice that we're in Italian because it's the fastest language for the dungeon categories because of some cutscenes and some text language stuff. And also one little secret that we're going to get at after the first split. So you go into the scope function, cancel, and then we'll tilt the camera in a specific position, start mashing the scope, and we're out of bounds. Now, the thing about Breath of the Wild is that there is collision on both sides of walls. So even though we are out of bounds and we're out of the Shrine of Resurrection, we actually have to clip back in bounds. But we do so by crouching here, and then we're back out. And you'll notice also we're in a cold area, so we have to get out of here quickly by whistle sprinting, which is a glitch where you hold down the whistle button and mash the sprint. Then we need to get these dudes' attention and start collecting some materials. First, we're going to get some peppers to get some damage refill. And then our best boy, the pot lid here, which is going to help us with some shield clips later on in this little split here. Pick up some more food. And now we're going back into the cold area. And shield surf over to this axe, which is going to help with some setups and some other things. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, hold on, Mr. Strimmer. We're in a cold area. You're going to take damage. You don't have the food to protect you. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. I think it'll be fine. Okay. So then Zelda tells us, hey, go to the spot marked on your Sheikah Slate. And we say, yeah, we'll do that later. The first split here, we're focused on a lot of movement. We're gonna be doing some more whistle sprinting and some nice little shield jumps to skip over some bumps. And then we'll climb up this mountain to an enemy camp where we're gonna pick up a bow and some arrows. And we'll do a little bit of manipulation for these guys. Oh, this dude wants to hit me. And he got me. That's too bad. But not a big deal. We will jump out of there. Get up this mountain. And we're gonna eat again. Just for a little bit of insurance. Oops, ran out of stamina. No, not a big deal. We'll be able to get out of the cold area just in time before we take a death. So, could be better, could be worse, not a big deal. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a shield clip. And we do this by bonking our shield on this slope, lining up in a specific spot, and then doing a shield jump. And what that was we achieved a state called skew, which means you bonk yourself onto a sloped surface, and that stores the angle that you bonked on into your shield, so that the next time you do a shield jump, you will tilt backward. And we use that skew state to clip through walls. All right, so first we are going to download the stasis rune. And it's not a terribly useful thing, but we do need it in order to get the paraglider. And the shrine itself is done relatively casually, but it's pretty movement and timing based. So now
By the way, just let me know whenever you have a second when we can get a donation in here.
Right now would be great.
Oh, perfect. So we have a $5 donation from GD Gert. It says, "Be as speedy as you are. Be as speedy as you are an amazing person." Or Chris. Let's go.
Thank you, Gert.
Ooh. Oh, one more. I'm sorry. Anonymous donated $150.
Jeez.
No comment. 150. Goodness gracious me. We're almost at 3K.
Look at that. Thank you, Anonymous, and thank you, Gert.
Thank you, both of y'all.
So we did a little trick there called the Swiffy Jump, who you'll see in chat right there. That is just a little shield jump and unequip. And at every end of every shrine, you're going to see me wait a little bit before I skip the monk text scene, because it'll actually save time to wait a little bit for the text to disappear, and then the game will start loading immediately. Okay, we're about to do two big tricks. First one is going to be a boulder ride, where we're going to stasis this boulder behind us and ride it up the cliff. And then we're going to do what's called the bullet time bounce. And what that is it's a mechanic that abuses collision and bullet time and ragdoll physics in this game to send ourselves flying through the air. So when I get there, I'm going to set up in a precise location, shoot an arrow to pull some enemies over to me, and then hopefully get them to cooperate with me so that I can fly over to the next shrine. We also skipped some very specific cutscene or text boxes there just to get through. Stasis this guy. 4 times hit and then redirect it with an arrow. Get up to the top of the cliff, and then we're going to get ourselves in position for that bullet time bounce. All right. Looks good. So we do a shield jump and we bonk onto that red bokoblin, and then we just go flying through the air. Now, we're probably gonna die, right? Well, we just do this glitch called the fall damage cancel, where we throw a weapon, and as we're throwing it, unequip an item, and we're safe on the ground. And then we do the same kind of shield clip. We bonk on a surface, and then clip in through the side of the shrine. Then we have to clip into the elevator as well. Oops. Well, the elevator's being a little stubborn. There we go. No problem. Okay, so now we're in the Cryonis Shrine. If there's any donations, now is a good time to read them. If not, I'll just keep blathering on and on.
Well, we got a $5 donation from RXNN. No comment. So thank you for $5. We appreciate it.
Thank you, RXNN. For your
I guess I'll also mention that that put us at Save the Animals is now winning over Kill the Animals.
All right. Save the Animals. They're the only ones we have.
They are the only ones we have. So
without them, we wouldn't know what shine sparking or wall jumps are.
Yes. Save those animals. Or kill them.
Or kill them. Save them from themselves and us. Alright, so this shrine's pretty simple. There is one little trick here where we're going to use a cryo block to boost ourselves up onto this ledge. But we didn't get enough momentum forward, but we got the trick, so you get the idea, I guess. Alright. We're out of the cryo shrine, and we're moving on to Magnesis. So now we're going to do another bullet time bounce. After this, we're going to pull some bokoblins over to us. Almost like the developers intended us to do this kind of trick. And we're going to... Typically in other runs, you might go all the way to the Magnesis Shrine and try to get there before it has any opportunity to load. But we're actually going to stop a little bit early to get some fire and ice arrows for some strats later on in the run. So yet again, we get into a very specific position. Then we shoot an arrow and re-aim. And we got it. Not bad. For a second though, I thought I had pressed Y a little bit too early and left it bullet time, but we actually got it pretty nicely. So now we're going to cancel early, do our little fall damage cancel, and make our way to that platform there in the muddy bog. Right there you saw me drop a cryo block, but I also pressed ZL to get out of the animation a little bit quicker. And then we're going to jump over this to this thing to help us get across. I didn't sprint. Whoops. Whoopsie doodles. Okay. You ever just forget that you're playing a video game for about half a second and then you make a terrible mistake? Me either. Okay. We're going to break these blocks here because they have some food and arrows in them. It's kind of RNG as to whether or not you'll get anything good from them. That was okay, not great. Oops. We'll also break this, which gave us some apples and an arrow. Not bad. And then we'll clip in through this little circle here. Not bad. And then into the elevator. Very good. All right. Clips are going well so far. BTBs are going well. Can't really complain at this moment. And here in Magnesis, we'll download another rune, and we do have time for another donation. If not, no problem.
No donation just yet.
All right. It's a pretty straightforward shrine, the least trick heavy. All we're going to do is move a couple of blocks and doors out of the way and jump over a gap and hopefully not get sniped by a tiny guardian. I believe his name is Jeff? I don't know. He may have a name. Who knows? All right. Now we flip this door out of here. Avoid landing in the water, otherwise you will be sad. And then magnesis this as we touch it so we don't get crushed by a block. Make this guy leave us alone. Then pull this door backward, and that's it. Very good. All right, so now this puts us going to the bomb shrine, the final shrine on plateau. We're gonna do a fancy little trick here in just a second. We're calling it a box walk because it is just as you guess, we are going to walk on a box. But I guess the trick is that it'll be flying through the air as we walk on it. So just hold on. You get into a precise spot and angle. Hit it 4 times, direct it with an arrow, and then we climb up on this tower and try to get these guys to cooperate with us. Looks pretty good. All right. And we'll do a little bit of weapon swapping up here to try and smooth out the loads a little bit, because they can be a bit annoying at times.
I had to cut in. We just hit $3,000.
Yo!
Thank you, Tao, for $20. Blindfolded Manyatoma incentive?
I could probably do that.
Maybe, let's see. But thank you so much for helping us make $3,000. All of you are lovely people.
Thank you so much, guys. Unbelievable. Really, like, we're only 15 minutes into the run, you've already broken it. So pretty amazing stuff. All right, here we are at the bomb shrine, and we're about to get the most useful of the runes, the bombs, which are going to help us do a trick called wind bomb. What that is we're going to jump forward and drop a bomb behind ourselves, and then go into bullet time, and then drop the other one, and then detonate the first one, and it'll send the second one into us and send us flying through the air. It's a very... I'd say it's an easy trick to do, but it's difficult to master. It does require a lot of practice. All right, that's not bad. Cool. We didn't have to eat any food, which is pretty good because we had to eat those mushrooms earlier at stasis. And we just blow up those blocks by throwing the bomb into a specific spot, and we're through. And it was a trick found by Glitch Hunter Satogashi, correct, about 1.5 years ago. And it's really turned this whole game on its head. We've gone from a world record of all shrines being about 7 hours and 51 minutes to now 5 hours and 17 minutes, just because of those and a couple things. And 100% has gone from under 24 hours to under 19. So, a lot of big changes. All right, so here comes Italian old man to tell us that we should meet him at the Temple of Time, though he gives it a more cryptic clue. And we're going to be using another wind bomb to get ourselves closer, and then do a tree rocket ride up to the Temple of Time. So get in this spot. Flub the buttons a little bit, but we got an excellent angle and bounce there. Gonna chop this tree down. And it looks like we're gonna be just fine. And again, I'll swap some weapons just to smooth out the loads a bit. And that is plateau done. So, not much left to do except for receive the paraglider and then activate the Great Plateau Tower. Doing so will activate all of the shrines so that we have warp points and can just open the doors to them freely.
Can you believe? No.
Okay. Can I get a donation in, or?
Absolutely.
Okay. So first of all, we have a $20 donation from Ratch, R-A-C-H. Says, proud of you, Orcrist. Good luck on the runs. Be a speedy human. So thank you. But also, Ice Age 678 donated $169.69. First time donating to such a great cause like this. I'm doing my part. Also, nice. Thank you so much, Ice Age. Ice Age is my IRL friend. So thank you so much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Rach and Ice Age.
And thank you, Rach.
Sorry if you heard that thing come through my speakers. That's just, my gold alert. So, just so you know.
So that's how this run is going.
Uh-huh. It's we're not ahead, but the beginning of the run was pretty good. So, anyway, so we got the Great Plateau Tower activated. The reason why we were clipping into the shrines earlier is because they're not active. You can't open the doors. But now we can just open shrines normally. And our first thing to do is to make our way over to a few different shrines that will give us spirit orbs that let us turn in hearts at the end of the run to get that required 13 heart number to pull the Master Sword. And we'll also be making our way to Va Meadow, first Divine Beast. All right. Skip yet another cutscene here. And get Link in position for this backflip setup. We put a square bomb down so it doesn't roll away. And then we do what's called a super launch. You'll notice casually playing this game that there is an awful lot of frame dropping going on. It happens when you go to like really laggy areas like Korok Forest. There's just too much going on. The Switch isn't that powerful. But what we figured out is that lag is something that you can abuse to go a lot faster. When Link is ragdolling through the air, there's this interaction between what we call his soul and his body, where they start to separate a bit as the game lags out. And if you can isolate that lag and then pull your glider on that lagging frame, the game essentially snaps the two together and it doubles your, well, it doesn't double your speed, but it increases your speed so that you can make your way to wherever you're trying to go in just one quick launch. And right there we did a little trick to mess with the shrine mechanics and make our way into the first monk off plateau. Alright, so now we're going to be heading our way to Kamyatak, which is a pretty easy shrine, but it has something inside that we need for later on in the run. You saw me collect a ruby before the Magnesis shrine. That is going to allow us to get some money for materials that we need, or for armor and for other things that we need. I'm also going to go into VR to try and induce more lag. And we did not get a super launch that time. So, a bit unfortunate, but it does happen. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just drop down here to do quick backup. And then eat something so that we can do another wind bomb inside the shrine. And we're over here. So a little note on the VR thing, there is going to be a section of the run there's going to be a section in the game where we will be in VR for about 5-6 minutes. What it does is it renders the game twice, which induces more lag, which helps us get more super launches. And I will give a little warning just in case people are a bit sensitive to that kind of thing. You don't want to get seasick. So I'll give you a little bit of warning when it comes along. So there we got a diamond. So we have a ruby and a diamond. That gives us 760 rubies, roughly. I might be remembering my math incorrectly. And now we're going to be heading pretty far north with another bullet time bounce. So earlier on Plateau, we did 3 BTBs, and what made those possible is that we were jumping onto red bokoblins, which are the weakest enemy you can fight, at least in that type of enemy. Any kind of major hit and they will fall down in ragdoll, and it's that ragdoll interaction that makes Link go flying. Unfortunately, there aren't that many red boys out here in the wide world of Hyrule, but to get around that, we just have to freeze enemies where they stand and then do the same thing. So we freeze this dude, scope the left butt cheek, because, you know.
You peeking?
Well, you know, Link's been asleep for 100 years, you know? Like, he might be just a little bit thirsty.
Yeah, any port in a storm, you know?
Yeah. So we get ourselves flying, and we kind of pump the glider to save some stamina. I'm getting an awful lot of lag, which is scaring the crap out of me when I'm trying to press the buttons. Because you don't want to press B twice, then you'll just fall off your shield, and then we'll be stuck. But we're flying all the way over here to some Hyrule herbs. We say hello to these fine gentlemen and wish them a good day. And then we set up another wind bomb. And then we do another midair to get over that mountain ahead of us. And we didn't get lag stop that time. Sometimes when you do wind bombs, the game thinks you're going a bit too fast and just stops you where you stand. But we made it to the shrine just fine. Alright. Here we are at Monotoma, which has a pretty fun little trick to it. You can just wind bomb over the cage, which is sort of the case with quite a few of these shrines, to be honest. It kind of makes the run a bit vanilla, but we're going to do a trick where we grab this orb, and then we're going to do a flip hit here, and just knock it right into its spot. If you need a second person for mini golf, call Link. He's got your back. Scope the butt, pump the glider, get the herb. Exactly. That's what the kids are doing these days. All right. Next, we're going to be heading to the Magnara Shrine. And you'll notice that on a lot of these wind bombs, I kind of drop them and then do a weird turn. What this does is it changes the angle at which the bomb hits Link, and it sends him flying a bit faster in that direction. And we use that here when you could do a backflip setup, but it would be a lot slower setup. We drop down to this guy, and then we use the hammer to pop through, and there we go. Now inside this shrine is just a blessing, so all you have to do is talk to the monk, but there is also a chest with 100 rupees inside of it. And money is very tight in this routing, so we are going to pick that one up. And I should say that what I'm doing is world record strats and world record routing currently, which means very low food, very low resources. Normally, you might stop at this nearby woodland shrine, pick up a couple of Endura shrooms, and cook them into an endurance food, which will help you get a little bit farther on some of your launches if you happen to fail them. But we're not planning on failing anything. We're going to go ahead and do things perfectly. All right, so now we're on our way to Vamedo, and this shrine, or sorry, this BTB is a bit tricky. It's a bit tight, but I think that I've got the setup just where I like it. So we do a mid-air wind bomb and make our way over to this friendly guy here and wait for him to get in position as we get in position ourselves. Okay, and I'm gonna stand in a specific spot and scope him on his back. Kind of messed up the bow unequipped there, so I'm kind of afraid that we won't make it quite all the way where I want to, but we'll do our best. Do some more pumping to save our stamina. Come on. The loads will cooperate with me. Alright, no problem. Now it looks like we're going to get the cutscene immediately. Alright.
This is a good time to hop in real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay. We have a $25 donation from Spicy. She is trying her best to save the animals. I think I mentioned in chat that one of the recent donations has flipped the tables again. So now Kill the Animals is in the lead with 521.69 over 489 for Save the Animals. That's close.
Let's go.
And it's also one more. Newborn Insulted donated $10. Good luck, Gamer Peepo Shy.
Thanks, Newborn. All right, so right there we got a cutscene of Zelda telling us essentially that's a divine beast. It's been taken over by Ganon. You should do your best to go save it. And then we have to activate the main quest by talking to that burb back there, and then look at baby burb for some good luck. And this woman, Saki, she is a wife of the heir apparent champion of the Rito. He is over at the flight range, planning his next assault. And as you look out here, Link is enraptured by some memories of a mean man named Ravioli who mocked him for not being able to fly. Okay, and now we're gonna quickly buy a few things that we need for the run. We need some wheat, just for some food to eat for heals. We need 2 sun shrooms for a cold protection meal. And we need to sell our ruby and diamond. All right. And then we're gonna make our way over to the flight range. Okay, get another turn super launch. I'm gonna eat one of those just so that we can do another wind bomb here. And we are here in the Shawarvo Shrine. Just another quick one to get our required amount of spirit orbs out of the way. This one's pretty simple. There are some clever wind bombs you can do to get all the way to the monk up above our heads. But we're not going to overcomplicate it. We're just going to do a wind bomb here to get up a little bit of some height. We're going to avoid getting shot by a guardian, hopefully. Nice shooting techs. And then ride this updraft to the monk. Don't worry, we won't kill Jeff. All right, not bad. Okay, so now it is time for us to go after the Divine Beast of this area. First, what we need to do is we need to get to the flight range and play a little mini game to prove our mettle. And then we can go on the assault. So we flip onto this terminal just so we can get bullet time. And we're going to glide in through one of the side windows because there's a cutscene here where Teba will talk to you. We don't really want that. We're going to get this long range bow because it is useful. And we're going to cook 3 chilies and the 2 sun shrooms to get a 12.5-minute cold protection meal. And then we'll move into our game. But before we move into the game, what we're going to do is we're going to shoot an arrow into the arena, then talk to him, and that arrow is stuck out there in midair. And as we start the game, it'll continue its flight and hit a target for us. Quite a bit of text scenes, but no problem. Then we're gonna shield jump forward to get into the game a bit faster. Shoot that one. And shoot that one. And that one. And then, you guessed it, more text boxes. And we are going to open this chest because it gives us a bow that is strong enough to be able to take on Windblight. And I like to use it for the assault, so I switch now. And we are on our way. So, this assault is pretty straightforward. If you remember it from your casual playthrough, all you have to do is hit the 4 cannons with bomb arrows twice. But we're going to do a pretty tight wind bomb. in order to get there a lot faster than you would normally, and shoot them from a pretty fair distance. And with any luck, we won't miss any shots. And we gotta make sure to hold up to say, yes, we're ready to go. I'm gonna drop all the way down. Hit that first one. Oh, okay. I thought we might have gone a bit too high, but we actually got a very good wind bomb. And just refresh my stamina here. And those should hit, and then take out this one. And then take out the last one. No problem. That easy. If that's a tight one, what are the loose ones? If you have to ask. Alright, that is Burb Assault out of the way. And now we go into Vomito. If there's any donations, now's a great time to read them because we'll have some more text boxes to get through.
Sure. Oh, go ahead.
I like this one because it's a Lord of the Rings thing. We have a $10 donation from Glamdring006. It says, good luck, Orcrist.
Thank you, Glamdring. Sister Sword. And a new friend. Alright, we're going to mash through these text boxes. This Divine Beast doesn't have a lot of tricks to it. It's just really a lot of clean movement and good arrow shots. There is one little tricky wind bomb, but even that's not a big deal. And the wind blight fight itself is not terrible as long as you execute it well. So hopefully we'll have this over with relatively fast. And we're gonna have some issues there. Sometimes you don't get a good glide there. Happens to all of us. I'm gonna shoot this eye, and I'm gonna throw a bomb at this one because I'm a little bit worried about my arrow count. Normally you would shoot that with an arrow. And then we run towards this window and get over to an updraft that we just revealed by shooting out a malice eye. And then glide over to an opening. The game wants you to do this clever little tilting puzzle where you download the controls of Meadow and then you tilt the beast to the side and move a block around and stuff. Well, you can just glide in the window. Then we come out here, we drop down just a tiny bit, and then glide into the next one. And then we get ready for our little midair to get over the front of the beast. Oops, messed up the camera. Oops. Not bad. And then we have to shoot out a Malice from the distance. You can do it when you're closer, but it's just a lot safer to do it this way. Especially with a low arrow count like we have. And then glide over to this other side of the beast. I'm going to shoot out another Malice that's covering up a 10 ice arrow chest. And switch over to stasis. So we're about to launch a battering ram, I guess, into a target to open up the last terminal. So hit this 3 times. Switch to Magnesis to pull this over. And then get our arrows ready for the boss fight. All right. So that's all of the terminals, and we are ready to activate the last one, i.e. fight the boss. And I'm going to be doing some specific strats here. I'm going to try to knock him down with 3 headshots, and then hit him on the ground, and then get into a spot midair to finish the first cycle so that we can start off the next one immediately. Switch to ice arrows, give him a couple shots to the face. We're gonna glide over here. What? Oh no! Okay, that was my fault. I didn't have my stamina refreshed. But we can do that from here, I think. I wondered what was wrong. I was like, why did I put the glider away? Oh yeah, you need stamina to glide. Huh. Thought I got 3 headshots there, but Windblight decided he didn't want to fall down. And now he's trolling me. Very nice. Oh my gosh. Well, oh well. Almost a good fight, but we had a little bit of an accident there. But we didn't die, which is, you know, good news. If there's anything to read off now, now's a good time. Because we'll just be waiting for the game to load in the next cutscenes.
Yes, we have a $100 donation from Jason.
Wow. Jason.
Yeah, y'all are killing it.
People coming in. Insane.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rolling in.
And women. And everyone in between.
Okay. I want to point out that the kill or save the animals incentive, save the animals is now in the lead by about $78. We have thrown the pendulum in the other direction.
Insane. All right, so we need to talk to the Elder once again to get the Great Eagle Bow, best bow in the game, don't at me. Fires 3 shots, very strong shots. It's going to help us take out all of the remaining bosses. And before we make our way over to the next Divine Beast, we need to do this shrine here, Aquacote, excuse me. And this is a pretty easy one. We just wind bomb straight to the monk. Just like that. All right, so now we're going to make our way over to the next shrine, which is Tina Kosa. We need to do a couple of sort of tricky super launches over there, but I think that we'll have no problems. We're going to get ourselves into position by jumping and targeting, and then aim a bit to the right of south. Get that super launch. That looks pretty good. Some decent speed, but height more important than anything else. We're gonna head to this pointy rock right in front of us and do another quick turn and super launch. All right, not bad. And that is sending us right to Tina Kosa. So this is our first of 2 tests of strength. And it's kind of like the early shrines where we had to get skew and do some clipping. We're gonna get skew facing north. And then we're going to do a cutscene skip here. You have a guardian waiting for us to fight, but we're going to fly over that cutscene trigger and then clip right through without even dealing with him. We drop a square bomb here on this ledge and line up even with it. And do a backflip and try and get a bullet time, but we just missed that a little bit. Give that another try. Okay, I got a little bit scared there, but we're okay. Clip into this pillar, and we're through. And what we have to do really quickly is clear what's called ragdoll state. When you do a shield jump, any shield jump, and unequip the shield during that jump, you get a glitch called ragdoll, which means that the game doesn't know quite what your positioning is, and it will prevent you from being launching. So we have to clear it by flopping over or bombing ourselves. Indeed, D-Dirk, the father of this category. Did you know that D-Dirk invented Master Sword and Dungeons? It's true. The granddaddy himself. All right, so next we're going to Kotakar. We have to aim at this pillar and wind bomb ourselves up to on this one. We're going to use that moblin right there for this next BTB. I tracked him this way and surprise him, and then aim at this spot on his back. A little bit late on the unequip there, but not a big deal. We got enough height and enough speed to send us about to that first little white ledge there that you see on those red mountains. And as we fly, we're gonna unequip our shields so that we don't do any damage to it. And then we're gonna whistle sprint to get into position for this next little launch. And then we need to unfreeze that big ice block there. We pick up these truffles because they're gonna make some hearty food for us. And I'm letting my weapon break there. Just so that I have the range, and now I have this longer one. We need to escape these Lizalfos without them shooting us or killing us. Looks like we're okay. Continue to unfreeze this, or melt this block. And we did it in 7 shots, not bad. Now we're going to do a clever little strat in this shrine, Kotakar. The goal of this shrine, if you remember it casually, is to bring a block of ice to the monk. But we're going to do it in a little bit more of a clever way here. We're going to bomb the block out of a cutscene trigger and bring it to ourselves. And then we're going to stasis it up to the monk and ride the block up ourselves. We're going to stick it right about there. And then hop on top. There we go. And get bombs ready again, because you guessed it, we're doing more wind bombs. All right, coming up next, we're going to be in VR for the next 5 or 6 minutes. So if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, I do recommend minimizing the window, but keep the stream open. It will be over before you know it, but we do need it to get the lag that we need for super launches, and it wastes a lot of time to toggle between the two, so we'll just go ahead and stay right where we are in VR. So now we get on the terminal, and do a turn VR super launch, and that looks very good. And we're getting over to this stash here, which those rocks were unloaded. I don't know if I've ever seen them unloaded that long. We open it up by magnesising a weapon and moving the blocks aside. We're getting a metal shield for later. 1, because it's a good shield. And 2, because wooden weapons will burn up on Death Mountain. Same reason we get that metal bow. We also get the Edge of Duality for a little boss fight coming up. And 300 rupees and 5 bomb arrows. Now we're going to do another VR super launch by setting up on this rock and then aiming directly at town, where we are headed. We got our lag, and we're on our way. So, we need to set up the Divine Beast Vondaboris quest, and the way you start this quest is you talk to a pervert who is loitering outside waiting to take a peek at some women. And we don't take too kindly to predators, but we can't hurt him in any way, so we're just gonna talk to him. And he insists that he's just here to, you know, do some research. Sure, man. But he also tells us that there is somebody nearby who has found a way to dress up and sneak inside town. So talking to him activates that NPC in their position so we can go buy some sexy armor. And finally put some damn clothes on Link. Hop over the monk. And we're in there. All right, so we got 2 more launches to do in VR. It'll be over in just a couple minutes, I promise. This next one is maybe the trickier of all of them. It's kind of tough to get lag from the spots that we look to, but hopefully we'll get a little bit lucky. Or we'll just, you know, fail the wind bomb entirely. That works too. Link. Thanks, buddy. Okay. Alright, well, second launch, but we got the super, so I guess that's a consolation prize. And here we talk to our homegirl, Vila. And get your saxophone camels in chat for Vondaboris. So here we have Vila, or Vivian in Italian, and they sell us Gerudo Vi armor for 600 rupees. And Link is looking quite hot. Of course, we all know that. And of course is enamored by how cute he looks. And then we're going to do another VR super launch, and after that we'll be able to take this dang double vision off. It looks like we missed that, but that's okay. We're gonna... We'll make it just fine. Uh-oh, we have a cat. Hi. All right, there we go. Cats in chat, everybody. Streamer show cat. Okay. This is Marcy. She's a cranky. She's letting me know that she wants food. And right now is a good time for any donations that you might have. All we're doing is getting through some text boxes. Stop run, feed cat. It may have to happen. Who knows? If she won't leave me alone. Alright. Now we go back to Katakar so that we can get to the Daddy Koga fight. Hello. Back to the future. All right. We need to just clear this hill, and we can do that with a quick little turn wind bomb. Speed not great, but not a big deal. We at least have enough cold protection to protect us. And as we're getting close to this back area, we need to be careful not to whistle sprint because we don't want any guards coming. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna skip the entire Yiga hideout by just clipping in through the back wall and entering this room. Now the cutscene for Koga is active. Come on. And you guessed it, more cutscenes. Kitty cat. Hello. Mercy. All right, so here's Koga. He's pretty simple. There is a trick to one-cycling him through his different attack phases, so we're gonna try our best to do that. There is a mechanic in this game, probably not intended, but if you spin with a two-handed weapon at a specific angle toward an object or an enemy, you can actually hit them twice in one spin. So we're gonna try and get those double hits on him. So you can see there, we're hitting him twice every time we hit him, and that ends phase one. And then we're gonna do roughly the same thing, although we need to wait for one of these rocks to drift overhead. We're gonna get those double hits yet again and end phase two. Now, we did a shield clip, so we have to remember that we have ragdoll glitch. So after we hit him with this metal block, or this metal ball here, we need to flop over our shield to clear our ragdoll state. And then I switch over to a duplex bow and fire arrows, which is important for upcoming parts of the run. What the duplex bow does is it shoots one arrow right behind another at the same time, so we can take out Vondaboris pretty quickly, and we can do some other tricks and glitches with it. Okay, you need to get off. Come on. All right, so we got Koga all done with, who is the #1 fan of the song Sandstorm. Rest in peace. It's true. Marcy was playing during the fight. I don't trust myself. Alright, we got Koga all done. Now all we have to do is pick up the Thunder Helm, which was stolen by the Yiga clan. And that will let us advance the quest. I'm going to switch over to bombs just so we remember. And there are a couple of things that we need here in the hideout. I need to get some arrows for free. And then, oops, climb that wall. Nope. And then burn this... I missed. Burn this tapestry because it has 600 rupees hiding behind it. And then we're going to use one of Rivali's Gales in here to get up to this platform a bit quicker than the typical climbing would. And climb that wall, yep. And then steal all these nanners, because they're going to give us some attack up food that is going to make... it's going to make the boss fights a pretty easy thing. Alright, so here we go up to Gerudo Town, where we need to buy shock arrows, which I didn't realize this until doing bingo recently, and I guess I'd just forgotten it from previous playthroughs, but in order to do the Va Ruta assault, you need to have over 20 shock arrows in your inventory, or Sidon will not let you proceed, even though it takes only 4 to get through. So we buy all of these here to ensure that we have all of them. And then we light this cooking pot. And then we're going to cook 4 attack up meals. Oh, that was 4. Okay.
While you're cooking, mind if I hop in for a second?
Absolutely.
Sure. We have a $20 donation from Liz the Wizard of Oz. Thank you so much. No comment, though.
Thank you, Liz.
And we got a $5 donation from Anonymous that says, do the Nay epic swag. You know, you kids, you crazy kids these days, I can't keep up with all these new TikToks.
You crazy kids of 2012. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, thank you for donating.
So here we are yet again at another Mashers opportunity. We just need to get through these text boxes and another memory cutscene. And then we'll be heading on our way to the Va Naboris assault. And it's quite the jam, I must say. So if you want to get your cat jams and blob dances ready, this is the time to get that primed and ready for the chat, because it's about to go down. And of course your saxophone camels. Yeah, no pug pleases. Alright, we're done talking to Riju for the moment. Guess what? We're going to talk to her some more in just a second. But she wants us to head over to the outpost there. Go ahead and get us a little cheeky super launch. Takes her seconds or moments to get there, and we're just a little bit slower. She goes ahead and loads us up with 20 bomb arrows, which we are going to use for the rest of the run. And here we go. Riju Patricia, that is her name, Patricia, the Sand Seal and our Sand Seal, Let's call him Rigby. How about that? Rigby the Sand Seal. All right, it is time to dance. Where's Mordecai? That's what I was wondering. All right, I don't really know what the trick is here, but sometimes you get like a first frame dash from the seal. And we did not get it, but you just kind of like smoothly take off. And I don't really know what leads to that, and I try to mash it in there every time, but who knows. So this assault is pretty simple. I'm not gonna go left or right at all until we see the first pillar ahead of us through the mist. And I'm gonna kind of bend to the left just a little bit. There we go. And this is so Riju doesn't get stuck behind me because I kind of left her in the dust. And then I'll start slowing down because the camel is going to target us. And we need to get back in Riju's protective field so that we don't get killed. And she did not leave us behind, which is good. And then we're going to start taking out these feet with the duplex bow. And we didn't get Naboris to step on us, unfortunately. No joke, I have a clip from my stream of getting stepped on by Naboris, and it legitimately took a quarter heart. A quarter heart. From a 500 megaton camel, a quarter heart. Pretty great. So here we go into Von Naboris. This is the trickiest one, casually and speedrun wise. There's a couple of pretty difficult tricks to do in here, and hopefully we can get all of them without too much trouble.
Excuse me, bitch!
I'm sorry. I forgot to split. I apologize.
How could you?
I did not see that coming. Anyway, so this first thing we got to do is we got to get a monster part for a potion later. So we're going to kill this dude. Maybe that's Mordecai. Oh, he lived. Okay, and then we're gonna do this neck skip. I'm not really sure if there's a name for this, but we use Revali's Gale to get up to this area, and we push an electric terminal into position. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the duplex bow function to activate the neck, and then drop into the top of it. Hold on, we gotta get skew first for a clip later on. We need to run across here and stand on this platform, and then do things rather quickly. So I shoot electric arrows just above the terminal, and then backflip, and then walk into the neck area and activate this terminal before the neck comes right back down. And then we fall out the back and do a midair. And we hit that pole, Monka S. I missed. Imagine that. And then we're going to use the duplex bow yet again to open up this door. And I switch over to Great Eagle Bow now for the boss fights, and then use our last Gale and just glide over this cage. Gonna pull. Excuse me. hopefully not get shot by one of these dudes. And then glide over to this next one. And that's 4 out of 5 already. Sometimes those guardians do chase you in, they get put themselves in timeout, and I guess just never leave. Live the rest of their lives there. Alright, so you saw me do a shield bonk before that neck skip strat there. I did that to do what's called an extended shield clip. This wall ahead of me, this gate looking thing, it's clippable, but it's thicker for whatever reason, so you can't just do a normal clip through it. What you have to do is do a shield jump with skew, and then on a specific frame, do another shield jump to get through it. So let's see if I can get that skip here. First, we need to rotate this 3 times, and then run on this platform, and then get ourselves into position to catch the spinning room as it comes into frame, and then switch over to bomb arrows for the Thunderblight fight. And that is our 5th and final terminal. Alright. Oh, we need to rotate again. Okay. Okay, we missed it. We'll try again. Oh, we had it, but we just missed. Try again. Oh, we got it. Let's go. All right. We'll eat our attack food before we forget. And then we fight Thunderblight. What we need to do first is break his shield. And we can block his electric attacks with a wooden shield. Alright, we got him out of phase 1, and now we just switch over to Magnesis. Walls are suggestions indeed. Alright, and now he's gonna drop some metal rods, ooh, and we need to basically blow him up with one, ooh. And there he goes. Alright, and there's our heart piece, and we're gonna clear skew, maybe break this shield, let's see. Nope. We're gonna get our bows and all our runes in order now. And not too bad. A bit slow on that ESC, but I wanted to at least get it off for you guys. How do you make sure the rod does the thing? Pray. All right, that's Von Boris. Okay. So that's about the midway point of the run. Now we move into kind of a little mini shrine rush. We need to get basically the rest of our shrines on our way to Varuta. And we're going back to the beginning of the game here. Aim at this mountain and put down our square bomb. And go into a backflip setup. get another super launch on our way to Bashkala. And this shrine is, you know, really meant to be the most beginner friendly in the game. All you have to do is run and glide. And we got unloaded, so that's pretty cool. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a little weak launch with a square first front hop wind bomb. And that will send us to the monk if we get the right timing. Looks good. Well, not quite high enough, but we did skip a little portion there, so. All's well that ends well. All right, now we head over to Wagokata, which is just another quick super away, and maybe a little bit more exciting than Bashkala. Maybe a little, just a little. So we move over here and hop on our trusty terminal. We induce our lag and pull the glider on the lagging frame. And maybe we'll get double unloaded PosChamp? No. No, we don't. But, oh well. This one's a bit funny. We hop onto this peg here and then basically just run into the wall so that we can ricochet right to the monk. I did my best. Alright, now we go to Hilareo, which there's something very important that I want you to notice. We have reached our donation incentive, correct?
That is correct.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that after the run, because we're on world record pace. I didn't say that out loud. So we'll do that later, but I want you to notice something very specific here as we fly over. Oh. Okay, maybe we don't get a super launch. Maybe you just don't get a super launch. Right down here below, you'll see a lot of flowers. And you'll also notice there is a woman over here, lurking in the shadows. Seems harmless enough, right? No big deal. No harm there, just a normal woman hanging out there, right? Right. Moving on. Oops. Come on. Link, I believe in you. Sort of. Do a delayed turn and fail it. Because, you know, why not? We said the naughty word, so the game had to do something mean. And we'll just casually go over here and get this shrine behind us. All right, so next we're going to do a little bit of a stop for food. You may have noticed that the food resources are a bit tight right now. So we're going to go ahead and get some food in this forest outside of Kaiwan. Say a lot of naughty words. It's true. All right, so doing a little backflip setup here. Hopefully get some lag. And we did, but we did not get the super. unfortunately. Come on. Where is that? There it is. You pick up these hardy radishes. They do us a lot of favors. And then we go ahead and get this guy, and this guy. We're gonna do a little cryo strat here. And I'm pretty sure that the shield that I had on the wooden one is gonna break, so we're just gonna switch over to the shield for right now. We set a cryo block here on this waterfall. And do a shield jump onto the other one as it rises. Take out that dude. And then we're actually gonna go catch this. Nice. That'll save us a little bit of time, maybe. Or maybe not. All right. So now we go over to Sheirata. Just a couple of easy launches away. Do a quick front hop here. Into a super launch and just skim over those rocks. And do a midair. I don't know if that will go all the way. I guess we'll just have to find out. Nope. Alright. Oops. A little bit greedy there, but it's fine. And then we will move on to this next one. We need to get skew inside of this shrine because we're going to be doing another test of strength right after this. And for this one, we're going to do a square first, which worked really well because we got just weak enough to pull our glider and not ragdoll around. And then I got skew there on that sloped surface, as you saw. And then hopefully we'll be making our way to Sokofi next. This one's a bit tricky, and it's not exactly clear why, but essentially getting lag and enough speed and distance on this launch is a bit messed up. And also getting into the position on the shrine is a little bit odd as well. We hop up here and then aim there. Rivali says that he is ready. For what? Who knows? We get ourselves another VR super launch. And then we'll get ready to do another cutscene skip as we did about an hour ago. Okay. Just for safety, we're going to grab that hardy radish there. And make our way into a minor test of strength. do our cutscene skip by laying the square block or square bomb there, lining up and placing circle. We swap back to circle just to get ourselves ready for the next one. The next launch, that is. I'm hoping that this wooden shield breaks now. And it did. Very good. We don't want it to mess us up anymore. All right. Alright, so now we have one more shrine to do before we get into Zora's Domain. This one is by far the most complicated and difficult thing to ever exist in video game history. So I really hope that I'm able to get it first try. I'm going to need all of your best thoughts and energy for this next one, guys. It's really quite tricky. We stand on this rock, get our wind bomb, super launch, and then we're gonna midair over this mountain. Not quite enough height, but not a big deal. A little bit of rain from Zora's Domain messing up the climb. All right, here we go. I need all you got. All you got here. Hardest shrine, hardest challenge in all of video game history coming up. Thoughts and prayers. So we have to blow up these boxes in a frame perfect manner. We succeeded, and then climb this slope in yet another frame perfect manner. Oh, we did it. Oh. Okay, never mind. Obviously, the stupidest shrine in the game. Literally nothing. You just walk up it. It's fine. Now, I'm not joking. This next BTB to get into Zora's Domain is terrible, and failing it doesn't really have much of a backup, so I actually do need a little bit of good vibes here. Okay, that's a bad start. That's okay. So we shoot an arrow just to pull this one dude out, and then freeze him as he turns. Okay. We don't quite have enough height, so we need to do a midair. Oh, I saw that happening. Okay. That sucks. I really should not have tried to do that. Oh well. We'll try and do a tree launch. We will not get that. Why do I have no health? Okay. That is as scuffed as it gets, everybody. But we'll make it in. Oh well. Come on. Okay. Oh boy. We are having issues. It happens. All right. Well, we're coming up to a big break in the action, so if there's any donations to read, now is a great time to get through those.
No donations to speak of at the moment.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
what we got here, if you've just joined in late, is Master Sword and Dungeons. This category was started by, you've seen him in chat, D-Dirk. It's had a relatively similar route most of the time that it's been around, but it's come quite a long distance since the early days. I personally had a PB of 2 hours 38 minutes when I ran this category a year ago for Speeddocs, and also no, never mind. But since then, I have PB'd by over 20 minutes, taken the category kind of to its limits. There are some rerouting ideas kind of in the works to save a little bit more time here and there, but for right now, we are right here, sitting at 218, which we can do a lot better. We were ahead before we said the naughty word, so we can definitely beat this PB at some point. But tonight doesn't seem like that night.
It'd be like that sometimes. But that's
It-
all right.
It do be like that.
We got a little more time.
Yep.
Just want to let everybody know the kill or save the animals for Super Metroid, which is coming up at the very end of the marathon. Currently, Save the Animals is in the lead with $619. So if you are in the Kill the Animals camp, that is right about $90 difference. So y'all, if y'all want to kill the animals, you got to rally up.
All right, so that's the first round of talking our fish drama out of the way. Basically, older Zora there is angry at Link for convincing Mipha to pilot Divine Beast Ruta. Puzzle General for the raid of 10. Thanks for the raid. Welcome in. So, he doesn't want to talk to us. We've got the Zora armor, though, and we're about to convince him that we are the only ones that can take on the Divine Beast and stop this curse. We're going to go ahead and switch to arrows that we need right now. And then we go right back into more text boxes. PogChamp.
Well, since we got a second here, Visuals donated $10. Gotta save them frames. Thanks for the awesome marathon. Been fun to watch. Thank you, Viz. It's been a fun marathon to host.
And I also want to thank everybody again for including me in this marathon. This is the third time that I've worked with these guys, and they've always been really kind and really welcoming and very helpful. and I really can't endorse Speeddocs enough. I was here on Friday night watching the premiere of the Wind Waker Any Percent documentary, and I can't believe the amount of work that went into it, and also can't believe how fast 90 minutes went past. Like, it was just engrossing information and a really great summary of really an amazing progression in speedrunning.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Of course.
One, thank you for being a part of our marathon. We always love having you. And thank you for saying that. We put a lot of work into that video. We were very honored to make that video, and I'm glad that people like it. So
yeah. Really, really good stuff.
Hell yeah.
All right, so we are slowly convincing grumpy old Muzu that we are indeed the forlorn lover of Mifa. Riju child. And they are a bit nervous because we need shock arrows, and there are some up atop that mountain guarded by a Lionel. We're going to ignore the Lionel. And we're also not going to go up to the top of that mountain. Yeah, my bad. Okay. So now Sidon is going to head up to the top of the dam to get ready for the assault. And we are going to meet him in just a moment. If Link will cooperate, maybe. Do a little front hop there, looking up to avoid all that lag that's in the area. And then a midair. Get right to Sidon and get our cryo ready for the assault. So he's going to check whether or not we got 20 shock arrows in our inventory. We sure do. We are ready to ride the fish daddy. And there is a very clever skip here to one cycle the Divine Beast, and I'm gonna go for it. It doesn't cost anything to go for it. And it's a pretty swag trick. So he takes us out. And what we're gonna try to do is break these ice blocks that he sends out immediately. And then try to shoot one of the terminals from the water down below, just before going up the waterfall, and then hit the other three. All right, let's see. We got it. So it's green. We hit it. We get that one. And then we hit that one. And we get that one. Perfect. Good night, Roxanne. So that is a very nice time save. Something that we didn't get in PB. Now we're ready to take on Varuta, which is maybe the second easiest, I guess. It's just all about cycles. All these Divine Beasts are about hitting those cycles as you're supposed to. So what we have to do is we have to make our way to the top of the Divine Beast first. And we do this by using Rivali's Gale, which we have 3 of currently. But there's some cycles that we need to get ahead of. There's a water wheel that's spinning constantly, or at least as the game is running. And if we are able to move quickly enough, we can meet it when it's in its downward position. while not missing any time. Because if we are too slow, then we miss it. And just like the previous Divine Beast, we do have to download the controls. Only Meadow you can get away with not having the Divine Beast controls. Take this guy out, take out that eye, rotate this, switch back to cryo, and then do a quick little shield flip over this way to download the controls for the beast. And very important that we remember to move the trunk all the way into its top position once we are done with the download and the text boxes. It's either second or first. I usually just do first.
Bravo. Ora guarda per riconquistare coraggio.
Okay. I want to get a little bit of stamina before I do this. Use one gale, and then get over here to avoid that guardian. And then another gale, and then a third. So there is our second terminal. And then we need to move it down to the 5th position and get off the trunk quickly. Just backflip out here. Take out this Malice Eye, because it will prevent us from turning this crank. And that extinguishes the flames. And get our 4th? I can't count. 3rd terminal. Then we move the trunk again into position 3, which will move this big water wheel. And we're going to check on the status of this one, which it looks fine. We'll just hop in here and then activate it once it's upright. And then quickly get into position to stop this one when it's ready. And we did it. We got the cycles. Okay. Oops. Link wanted to go for a swim. Break that block so we can drop a cryo block, switch over to bomb arrows, and then get our attack potion or attack meal eaten so we can take on Water Blight. The way we fight him is we knock him down immediately with bomb arrows, and then hit him while he's down, because we're cowards, I guess, and then take him out with headshots. Oh. That's an interesting animation for Link to be in. Weird. I could hear the electricity the whole time. Alright, same deal. Knock him down. Ooh, missed. And we got him. Welcome in, Nif. Alright, so that's Water Blight. I'm gonna get my stuff in order. Get over to circle and regular arrows. Skip the cutscenes. If there's anything coming through right now for donations, now is a good time. If not, I'll talk about how to get to Goron City.
No donations at this moment, so go ahead and talk about Goron City.
All right, so we are done with this Divine Beast. it means that we are free to make our way to the fourth and final one. What we need to do is we need to get to a BTB spot, and it's up on top of the mountain in front of us. So to get there, the quickest way is to swing at that torch, apparently. Okay. We need to do a wind bomb and a super over to this waterfall. Link will climb up like a fish, because, you know, all fish swim up giant waterfalls, right? I passed my science classes. Okay. Up this waterfall we go, and then we're gonna find a Lizalfos, and we're going to lure him into a specific spot so that we can BTB most of the way to the city. It's hard to get all the way there in one go, especially with this amount of stamina, so we kind of play it safe. Okay. I went for super, but didn't get any lag frames there, so no super for us, but that's actually just fine. And I'm going to weapon swap to encourage that guy to load. He's actually there, so no big deal. We'll get into our position here. Find our spot. Freeze him right about now. And then get Link in position. I'm a bit nervous about how early I went into bullet time there. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to manipulate the loads a little bit, like smooth them out and force the game to load by swapping weapons. The game wants us to know that we are on fire. We say we know. Okay, we're through. No sweat. Let me do another super launch, and I'm gonna eat now, just so we don't have to worry about it. And then get into town before we take any damage. Well, we took a half heart damage. And now that we're in town, Rudania is angry. You know how it'd be when someone arrives in your town and you don't want them there and it makes you angry? That's Vah Rudania. But we don't really care. We're going to go to the armor shop. We're going to get ourselves some flame-proof armor. We have just enough money for it to protect Link from this harsh environment. And then we're going to try to pick up a flame-proof lizard here. Got him. There's a backup one, but I like to get that one. And then we talk to the Elder to activate the quest. What he's telling us is that Yonobo, his apprentice or whatever, is somewhere in the Goron mines, trapped. And we need to figure out how to free him. We're gonna take that flame-proof potion that we just made because it's gonna protect us from the double flame area coming up. And we're on our way to Shemosa. This shrine is a bit interesting. Of course we use wind bombs again, because why wouldn't we? But we need to get through that hole above our heads there. We're gonna use this barrel to help us out. Oops. Flip on top of it. Do a wind bomb. Fall back in the hole. Panoko. If I've had that happen to me twice in my life, I'd be shocked. Amazing. All right. Well, we're through, and that's, I guess, all that matters. Now, we're coming up to a skip that I fail a lot more often than I get, so hopefully we can get this. Basically, you can get to Yonobo, who is trapped behind a rock wall, but you can get there before the rock wall even appears. So if we get the launch correctly, we can skip that whole thing from happening and not have to get in by other means. Looks good. All right, the game did not get us. So we got in to save Yonobo before the rock wall appeared, and I'm gonna pick up some ice arrows from this chest, just for some fight insurance. Now we can talk to him. He says that he'll go head back to town and inform the elder that he's ready to move on. So we just need to make our way back to town and talk to the Goron elder.
Would this be a good spot to get some donations in?
Sure.
All right. We've got a couple of things here. Dude-nificent donated $20. This is an amazing organization. I am so proud to donate to it, and proud of you, Orchrist.
Thank you so much, Nif. Means a lot, man. Really, everyone has been amazing this whole run. Like, I really can't believe the amount of support people have come out and shown.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dark Whimsicott donated $4. Joke train time, all start. Metroid and Zelda walk into a bar. The bartender says, that's not their name. I also want to mention that, so because we have just been blowing through every single donation incentive we can come up with, we have a new stretch goal currently, where if we hit $3,750, we will be making a Speeddocs mockumentary. So if you guys would like to see that, that is our current big goal right now, is $3,750. So y'all have just been going crazy, so we needed something. So
Yes, please.
there you go. So if you guys would like to see that, please consider donating to that.
All right. So we got over to talk to Bluto. He says that his back hurts too much to help out. So he's giving us flame-proof potion to go take care of it ourselves. And here we're going to do Dakako on our way to help Yonobo. Pretty simple shrine. Just need to clear this gate. Okay. Should do it. All right. All right, so here we come to the best part of the run, Smile. For the past, like, 3 Divine Beasts, you've noticed that we do some kind of attack. We fly through the air and shoot out cannons on Meadow. We ride a sand seal under the protection of Riju and shoot out the feet of Naboris. We ride up waterfalls and take out electric terminals on Ruta. This is an escort mission. Which, who doesn't love an escort mission? First, we need to take out these guys, because Yonobo is scared. We use the third hit to knock out that or to hit the cannon into position. Take them out. And we talk through Yunobo that the Elder won't be coming, but I assure him that I can help him move the cannons and take on the Divine Beast. So he agrees. And now we just need to get to that bridge, which we're going to get a quick wind bomb over to, and then we start the escort. Oh. Okay. All right. Get your blob dances ready for a pretty good jam. And all jokes aside about escort missions, I actually kind of like this part because if you do it right, it means that you played the game pretty well. So I like to practice the movement here, practice the strats, because there is a science to doing this quickly.
You got to take the bad with the good, you know?
Exactly.
It's all part of our favorite game.
So what's going on here is Varudani is letting out some watchers to alert him to whether or not we're on our way. Oops. Supposed to tell him to signal with a whistle, which is the second option. But if we get spotted by a watcher, then he'll start an eruption to try and kill us. So we're going to do our best to not get spotted and also take out some of these watchers on our way. For the first part, we just zoom into position with Yunobo trailing slowly behind us, you can see on the map. And then I'm going to try and get across and then tell him to stop about here. And then wait for a sec. And then tell him to come with us. And not get... Oh, we got too far ahead of him. And now he is following again. That's why people don't really like Yunobo. You get too far, he gets lost. Even though he can, you know, see you. What we're doing here is a little trick to take out that watcher by using a boulder knocking to another. And then we get to the first cannon. Smack it into position, drop a bomb, and then walk to the front of the cannon so that Yunobo gets into the cannon quicker. And that's phase one of the escort. Not too bad. The next one is the trickiest one. What we need to do is climb up onto a ridge ahead of us before a certain cycle of some watchers, and then take them out with some metal blocks, and also not lose Yunobo too much. Otherwise he'll get too far behind. We're about to run out of eat food or protection, so we need to eat that. Then we kill those two. Yunobo is trailing us, so good to know. And then start moving this block up ahead of us because it's going to help us take out other guardians and take out some moblins too. And then move this into position just to protect us from being spotted. Because it's a bit too high for the block to reach. I just killed a lizard, I feel terrible. We kill that moblin before he even knew it was coming. Switch back over to bombs. And then get to the front of the cannon for Yunobo. I know, I'm sorry guys. They'll probably be okay. If not, we will remember you, Mordecai, the lizard. You made a noble sacrifice. Alright, that's phase 2 done with. We need to get back to Magnesis and start moving this block ahead of us as quickly as we can. And take out these two. And then move the block again a couple more times using this rock friend. Then we're gonna take out that first guardian that's circling around there, just so Yonobo can walk through safely. Oh no. Okay. A little messy, but it's fine. And then we take out these last two by gliding up to this edge, or this ledge here. And then we drop it down below us so that it doesn't fly off the mountain. And Yonobo is behind us, which is important. And then take out these dudes before they even knew it was coming. Oh, I just told him to stop. Alright. Not great, not terrible. Alright. Decent Yonobo escort there.
Mind if I get a few things in?
Absolutely.
All right. We have a $50 donation from James Van Boxtall.
James.
It says Magette.
Of course. What else?
What else?
Thank you so much, James.
Yeah, thank you, James. We have a $5 donation from CJ. Looks like it's part of the bad joke trend here. Link tried to rescue Zelda from a locked room. He couldn't get it open. Zelda says, "Did you Triforce?" Triforce? What's Zelda's favorite breakfast? Sausage links. Link found a gap he couldn't cross. He explained to Zelda he needed an arrowhead on a chain to get across. Says, "I don't know, that sounds like a long shot." There we go. Get your bad jokes in.
I was hoping that the answer to all of them was Triforce.
I wish.
All right, so we get over here to Varudania, and we're plunged into darkness. Oh, we made a mistake. Okay. So we're using duplex bow because it shoots one arrow behind another, and it's going to help us get through a guardian and light a torch at the same time. This next shot here, if we can line up correctly. Looks like we were able to get it, but we are low on arrows. Long cast. And I say, I say that's bad because we need to do a trick here in a second where we light a torch by bouncing an arrow off the top of the Divine Beast and lighting a torch and letting an orb free. But we only need one shot. We have 2 or 3 normal arrows still, so not a big deal. There is indeed a 5-arrow chest, but we do not need it, fortunately. Alright, so now that we got the controls, we get to have our vision back. We light an arrow, And then we bounce it off of here. Not bad. And immediately make the Divine Beast move. Take out this terminal. And then we shoot out an Eye Malice up here just to get a terminal free for the end. Lift this to let an orb through, and then crouch through this hole. That was very clean. I'm never that good at it. No, we got the cutscene anyway. Not a big deal. Oh, game turned me around. Now we need to turn the Divine Beast again to get this one, and then turn it again back to where it was. That we can crouch through that eye again. Oh. Get this last, or this fourth one, then tilt again. And then we go to the last terminal up here. And now it's time to fight Fireblight. We just go to the main terminal here and get our arrows ready. And then as we are moving into position to get into bullet time, we will eat the tack-up potion, or meal, or whatever, to end phase 1. Now we need to knock him out of his protective bubble there. He's actually giving us nice RNG this time. Alright. Sorry. Don't mind me. Don't ask what that was. I don't know. Tried to mash with the cutscene and pressed home instead.
Whoops.
Whoops. But otherwise, not a terrible Divine Beast. Yeah, exactly. Just had to check the settings. Okay, we're moving into the final phase of the run. Yeah, at least we didn't press X. Which could have happened easily.
Link. Grazie.
Alright, unfortunately, PB is not... Well, I don't want to speak too soon. I had some issues getting to Hyrule Castle, so let's not bury it just yet. The first thing we need to do is get to the forest. And that was not a great start, but, you know, we do our best. We need to do a very tricky VR super launch here. I get myself into position on this rock into a backflip setup. I'm going to do that again, just to be safe. And we got it. I always get a little bit of a rush going through that. And we go down to KO Rug. We got a potato Deku tree. And here we are at this final, the 24th shrine, guys. All right. So here we go again into some more mashing. If you don't think that we've done enough mashing so far, you will get your fill this next time, because we now need to turn in all of our spirit orbs to get the Master Sword. And fortunately for us, there is a goddess statue inside the Deku tree that we can use. All right. Let's see. Any closing remarks for this run? I think that we did a pretty good job. We had that one major mistake getting into Zora's domain, but otherwise we did pretty darn well, I think. Yeah, I don't really have a lot more to say. Breath of the Wild speedrun community is a great community. We got a lot of different fun categories out there. We have plenty of 100% runners, whereas in the past there's only been one or two. There are several right now who are active and doing runs. There's also All Shrines, which is the category I'm most active in. And we got plenty of runners doing that as well. We also have All Dungeons, which is fairly active and has a new and pretty exciting route to it. One that will probably emulate what this run will turn into eventually. Or this run will emulate that, rather. All main quests, a little bit more hefty than this one, adding in the memories and the shrines and the divine beasts. But yeah, we got a lot of fun category extensions too, and miscellaneous runs. Tons of cool shit out there. If you want to come by, you want to learn, you want to check out some of the speed runs. Lots of nice people, lots of helpful runners. It do be great. So there we go. So there we got our last orb in and heart. Oh! And we frickin' did an ollie onto the Master Sword and actually went past it.
Well, that's going on. Mind if I get one more donation in?
Absolutely.
All right. We got $5 from Glamdring. Says, where did Zelda find the hero of time? LinkedIn. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We forgive him. For now.
For now.
And a sex category. Yep. All Shrines Extended. Very fortunate acronym. Okay. All right, so we have 2 tricky launches coming up to get all the way to the end of the game. Now that we have the Master Sword, we have beaten the dungeons. It's time to go beat up a Spoder. Spada Suprema. Okay, Link, don't grab that. Grab everything else, though. Alright, so we're gonna get into position here. Alright, we got that one. Not bad. There's a lot of lag in Korok Forest, and it's easy for these things to just fail on you. Because it just be like that. We're gonna do a turn super launch. And that looks good? Question mark? No? No. Huh. Whoops. Well, who knew? I thought I got it, but I guess that was slow. And the game says, screw you, go back here. So we go back here. Screw your little fancy bomb launches. We're gonna make you do it again. Let's go back to our spot, try again. Okay, I think we got it that time. And actually looking a bit slow. So we're gonna try a fast midair just to make it all the way. A little bit ballsy. It was because of the naughty word. It's true. But we PB'd earlier today. Unlikely that you do it again, but we did our best. I think we put together a very, very good run. All right, so we got the cutscene for the castle. And now we're gonna get in position for a trick called Spawn Snipe. What we're gonna do is get into a very precise position here. And we're going to shoot an arrow into the cutscene as we enter it. And walk into it. And it will hopefully freeze the arrows inside of Calamity's hitboxes as he's taking damage. Or as he appears, and he'll take damage all through the cutscene. So we skip these two first cutscenes, and then we watch this one. And the first thing we need to see is that Calamity is not in the arena with us. He is not, which is good. Now it's important that he doesn't come down here. And right now he is taking damage from the Divine Beasts and taking damage from our arrow shot. And if he doesn't appear and he screams, he's dead. He's dead. So that skips phase 1. And skips phase 2 as well.
Excuse me, bitch!
Very good. So, we don't even need to fight him. He's dead. And then we move on to the Dark Beast fight. And we're still gonna, I think, get a sub 220 run in a marathon. That's nuts, guys. I've only had one... Before today, I've only had one run that I got a sub 220, and we're gonna do it again in a marathon setting. Alright, so here we are on our best boy, Jeff, with his alfalfa hair sticking up, I guess. And me and Jeff gonna fuck Calamity up, yo. Watch out, Jeff. Take out those 3 spots. Sub 220 with missing that Zora's Domain BTB as well. That's not easy. And we also have to do a little bit of RNG manipulation by shooting Calamity in the BH, you know? Because otherwise the game will just do whatever it wants to you the next run. Oh, come on. Alright. We've hit the first 6, and then you shoot him in the butt, shoot him in the butt, shoot him in the butt, and shoot him in the butt. He's doing his little stompies, which is nice because that's a quick cycle. Last one is, well, second to last one is here on the belly. And we missed it. Alright, good job, Jeff. We're proud of you. Let's feed Jeff. There you go, Jeff. And when you take out the eyeball... Oh, when we don't take out the eyeball... Well, there goes sub 20. Whoops. There we go. 220.07. Not bad. Not bad. All right. So, that is the end of Master Sword and Dungeons. However, we have unfinished business. There is indeed, everybody, a blight still out there. One still terrorizing Hyrule as we speak.
It's not over yet.
We thought that we took them all out, but there is one left. And I'm afraid that it is time that we must take on the immortal, the indestructible, the undefeatable Flower Blight Ganon. Can we take her on? Can we win this fight? We have loaded ourselves up with our best weapons, and we'll see what we can do to take her on. So first, we must get into position. Throw that. I didn't mean to do that. And there she is. Evil seeping through every pore, ready to destroy us. She can't take it. Now what do we do? Okay, she wins this round. Let's try our best next time. Maybe a bomb will take her out. Who knows? Said maybe a bomb will take her out. You can tell I planned this. Alright, one more. I think we can do it. One more. This'll do it. Surely the Great Eagle Bow can take her out, right? Oh no. Okay, okay. Alright, I'm out of ideas. What do we do? What do we do? Okay. I think we'll just have to... Oh. Okay. Okay. This is okay. This is okay. This is what happens. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna get through. You and us, chat. We can handle this. Alright, I'm ready. Alright, here it comes. Frame perfect. I think we lost. We lose. Sorry, everyone. We tried. I tried my best. Even the almighty bomb parry could not do it. Well, that's it. Okay, all jokes aside, that's the end of Master Sword and Dungeons. Thanks for the time or the opportunity to waste your time with Flower Bite Ganon. I had a lot of fun with this. Thanks to CJ. Thanks to everybody who came and donated. This was insane. You can find me at orcrist_GC. I'm going to be doing lots of All Shrines coming up in the next weeks. So thanks a lot, guys.
Fantastic. Well done. Standing ovation. All right. Thank you so much, Orcris. This was fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to throw it over to a quick transition, and then we're going to be seeing a bonus run